Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. Today, let's talk about boundaries. By way of an example, and I don't mean this as an indictment of business because I am as guilty of this as anyone else, but when, the advent of the internet and thereby email really ushered in a next level expectation, borderline expectation. I think there were some businesses very good about putting rules and boundaries in from the beginning, from the corporate standpoint, but there are others that did not. And then by extension or by default, the team members in an organization automatically thought they were 24/7. They were on all the time. And there was no compensation for 24/7, but there was certainly potential expectation either put on that team member by an organization and or that team member putting that particular burden on themselves by themselves. And my encouragement today is really centers around the word boundaries, in that it is important for you as an individual to put boundaries up for yourself. And those, imagine this and believe this, people who put boundaries up for themselves are more well respected in the world than those people who do not put boundaries up for themselves and are just doormats and they get walked on all of the time. Now, suffice it to say, I, as an individual who understands somebody that's a little more timid in nature or weak-willed in nature, or nebbish is the word for that, if you recognize that in an individual, it is on you not to take advantage of that particular individual's soft spot for being a yes person or doing anything for anyone, anytime, all the time. So my encouragement to you as an individual, if you feel that or know that about yourself, it is important that you take some agency and put boundaries up for yourself, in that you don't respond to emails after whatever it is, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You don't respond to emails in the morning before 9 o'clock, whatever the business hours are. And if somebody asks you to do something that you don't necessarily have the room for, the bandwidth for, it's okay to say no, and you don't necessarily need to provide an explanation. Now, it's probably courtesy to provide an explanation in a business setting, but outside of that, it's okay. No is an okay. It's a word in the English language, and it means I'm not going to do something, or it means I can't do that, but it's okay to say. It's subject to use just like any other word in the English language. No is okay. Give yourself permission sometimes to say no. I can't do that, or I can't make that timeline, or I can't answer email after 6 o'clock, or I can't answer email before 8 o'clock in the morning. I understand you have deadlines, and I understand, sir or ma'am, that you have stuff in your workflow and you're willing to put in 24/7. I'm not. And I'm okay with that. And the answer is no. Respectfully, say things respectfully, but it's okay to do that sometimes. Can't feel guilty about it. So my encouragement to you today is make sure you put up healthy boundaries as it relates to your life in business, outside of business, even in community service. Sometimes we think, oh, we're doing for the good of, but we completely wipe ourselves out because we just extend ourselves too far, or we just lay it out too thin and we can't do it all. It's okay to say no for your own health and welfare. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.